You're about to learn one conversational skill that changes everything: how to create a real emotional experience instead of just exchanging words. When you get this right, women don't just answer your questions, they lean in. They volunteer stories. They stay in the moment with you. And when you walk away, you're not just another guy who talked at them, you're the conversation that felt different. By the end of this video, you'll know how to keep a conversation flowing without forcing it, how to build a sense of connection that feels natural, and how to leave a strong, positive impression without gimmicks, without scripts, and without trying to be someone you're not. Picture this. It's you and the woman you want to connect with. You've got the opening. Now what? What do you say after hey? How do you avoid the boring interview vibe? How do you keep things light, confident, and engaging while still making it feel real? That's exactly what we're breaking down. Reframe the mindset. Most men lose the conversation before it even starts, and it has nothing to do with what they say. They lose it in their head. They walk in thinking, I have to impress her. I have to be interesting. I have to say the right thing. And the moment you step into that frame, you turn the interaction into a performance. You become tense, guarded, and overly careful. You start censoring yourself, trying to predict what will land, or trying to avoid mistakes. That energy is the mistake. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Conversation is not an exam you pass. It's an experience you create together. It's not an interview. It's not a test. It's not a stage. It's a shared moment. So instead of how do I win her approval, your mindset becomes, can we enjoy this moment together? Can we build a fun, real connection? I want you to lock in one simple line. Say it to yourself before you talk to a woman. This is a dance, not an audition. A dance means you respond, you lead sometimes, you follow sometimes, you play, you adjust. You're not begging for a score. You're not trying to prove you're worthy. You're seeing if you two naturally click. Here's another mindset shift that's crucial. The man who sets the emotional tone usually sets the direction of the interaction. That doesn't mean you manipulate anyone. It means you take responsibility for your own presence. Calm, grounded, playful, curious, and direct when needed. When you can keep things light without being silly and meaningful without being intense, you become the guy who feels easy to talk to. And that is rare. Most guys either hide behind safe small talk or they overcompensate and try too hard. Your goal is neither. Your goal is simple. Create a conversation that feels alive. The deep dive. The core concept. Here's the truth most men never learn. A great conversation isn't built on information. It's built on emotion. Her mind is not primarily tracking your facts. It's tracking the experience. Think about the last time you met someone and instantly felt comfortable. You probably don't remember their exact words. You remember the feeling, relaxed, seen, energized, safe to be yourself. That's what you're aiming for. A lot of men treat conversation like data transfer. What do you do? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? Do you like traveling? Those questions aren't evil. They're just emotionally flat. They don't create momentum. They don't reveal personality. They don't build a bond. They produce polite answers and a polite ending. On the other side, some men go into presentation mode. They talk about themselves, list achievements, tell stories designed to impress, and they never notice the woman's attention drifting. That's the two traps. 1. Interview mode. 2. Monologue mode. Both create distance. Now let me give you a mental model that makes this simple. Imagine the conversation has a signal. When you're tuned to each other, it flows. When you're not, it's static. Static happens when you ask predictable questions with predictable answers. You play it too safe and never take any social risks. You try to sound cool instead of being present. You chase her reactions and lose your own frame. Signal happens when you create emotional variety, humor, curiosity, challenge, warmth. You respond to what's unique about her, not what's generic. You share something real without dumping your life story. You make the moment feel specific to the two of you. 3 facts I want you to remember. 1. Women don't fall for your lines. They connect with the feeling you create. 2. The best conversations look spontaneous, but they have rhythm and structure. 3. The moment you start trying to win, your energy gets needy, and needy is loud. Real conversational strength is not perfect wording. It's leadership of the vibe, relaxed confidence, playful edge, and genuine interest. Engagement break. If you're getting value from this so far, hit like and subscribe. We're aiming for 4,000 likes so we can keep making content that actually helps you improve in the real world, not just in theory. Now let's get practical. Practical application. The conversation. Energy system. Most advice online is too generic. Ask open-ended questions. Be a good listener. Show interest. That's like telling someone who wants to get strong and lift something heavy. True, but not useful. You need a system you can run in real conversations. Here it is. Every strong interaction has energy shifts. Think of it like levels in a game. If you stay on the same level too long, flat, polite, predictable, the conversation dies. Your job is to guide the energy through 3 moves. 1. The curiosity. Spike. Curiosity is what keeps someone mentally engaged. Predictable questions kill curiosity because the answer is preloaded. She's already answered it 100 times. She can respond on autopilot. Instead of asking what everyone asks, you make an observation and add a playful angle that invites her to respond. Examples. Instead of, "What do you do?" Try, "You've got that calm, organized vibe. You either run your life like a spreadsheet, or you're chaos in disguise. Which one is it?" Instead of, "Where are you from?" Try, "You sound like you've lived in more than one place. Am I right, or am I completely making that up?" Instead of, "How's your night?" Try, "Rate your night so far on a scale from I'm thriving to I should have stayed home." Notice what's happening. You're not interrogating her. You're creating a mini moment. She has something to react to, not just something to report. Curiosity spikes work because they create a tiny mystery and invite her to clarify it. 2. The vulnerability, the pull. This is where connection gets real. A lot of men think vulnerability means confessing insecurity. It doesn't. Vulnerability in conversation, it means being willing to be human. It means you can share a slightly imperfect, slightly ridiculous truth without losing your confidence. Why does that matter? Because perfection is sterile. It creates distance. If you seem like you're performing, she'll perform back. And then you get 2 people acting cool at each other, which is basically social boredom. Examples of confident vulnerability. I have this weird habit where I rehearse a conversation in my head and then immediately ignore the plan the second it starts. I'm not proud of this, but I judge people by how they load the dishwasher. I tried to get into cooking, but I realized I'm more of a make a sandwich and call it a day kind of man. That kind of self-awareness is attractive because it signals security. You're not hiding. You're not trying to look flawless. You're relaxed enough to be real. And when you give that energy, she feels safer being real too. 3. The emotional escalation. This is the difference between nice chat and memorable connection. Most conversations stay stuck on the surface. Work, school, weather, the weekend, random opinions. Surface talk is fine for a minute. But if you never deepen it, you become forgettable. Emotional escalation doesn't mean getting heavy. It means gradually moving from facts to meaning. You go from, "What do you do?" to, "What do you enjoy about it?" to, "What made you choose that kind of life?" to, "What do you want more of this year?" You're not pushing, you're guiding, you're creating depth step by step. Here's the key. Depth feels good when it's earned. If you jump too deep too fast, it feels intense. If you never go deep, it feels pointless. Your job is to climb the ladder gradually. The rhythm formula. Now I'm going to give you a structure that makes conversation smooth and balanced. Think of your conversation like a great movie. It needs pacing. Use this rhythm. 40% playful banter, 35% real connection, 25% unpredictable spikes. Why 40% banter? Because playfulness signals confidence. The guy who's afraid of messing up becomes serious, careful, and polite. He treats everything like it matters too much. That energy communicates neediness even if he never says anything needy. Playfulness says, "I'm comfortable, I'm not chasing. I can enjoy the moment." Banter is not insult comedy. It's light friction with warmth. It's teasing that's obviously friendly, not mean. Examples. "You look like you're secretly competitive, I can tell. You're either the responsible one in your friend group or the reason your friend group has stories." "I'm getting the vibe you're trouble, but the organized kind of trouble." You're not trying to dominate her. You're creating a fun frame. Why 35% connection? Because banter without substance becomes shallow. Connection is where you learn who she is and show who you are. This is where conversations turn from entertaining to meaningful. But here's the important part. You don't connect by asking generic questions. You connect by asking questions that reveal personality, values, and experiences. Bad. Do you have hobbies? Better. What's something you could do for hours and forget to check your phone? Bad. Do you like traveling? Better. What kind of travel do you actually like? Adventure, comfort, culture, or I just want a new view? Bad. What music do you like? Better. What song instantly changes your mood no matter what kind of day you're having? And you also connect by sharing your own honest answers, not just interviewing her. Connection is a two-way bridge, not a one-way questionnaire. Why 25% unpredictable spikes? Because novelty creates memory. People remember moments that break the pattern, a sudden laugh, a playful challenge, a surprising question, a spontaneous role-play scenario. Examples. All right, quick debate. What's the most overrated thing people pretend to like? You get one rule to add to society and one rule to delete. Go. If we were both characters in a show, what would our roles be? Or a playful twist. Her. I work in marketing. You. So you're professionally persuasive. That's either impressive or dangerous. I haven't decided yet. These spikes are not random for the sake of random. They're sparks, short bursts that keep the energy alive. Specific tactics with examples. Let's get into what actually comes out of your mouth. First principle, stop trying to earn approval. The best conversationalists are not afraid to disagree lightly, challenge playfully, end an interaction if it's dead, because they're not trying to win. They're trying to connect. And connection requires honesty. That doesn't mean being rude. It means having standards and a spine. Second principle, tell stories to relate, not to impress. A lot of men tell resume stories. They highlight achievements. They polish everything. They try to appear high status. But the stories that build attraction are stories that show personality, humor, perspective, passion, and self-awareness. Use stories that reveal what you find funny, show what you care about, demonstrate how you handle stress, show what kind of man you are when nobody's clapping. Now, examples. Scenario 1. The what do you do? Question. Bad response. I'm a software engineer at a major company and I work on innovative solutions. Better response. I argue with the computer for a living. Some days I win. Some days it humbles me. What about you? What's your world like? Why it works. It's concise. It's playful. It shows you don't need to flex. It immediately turns it back to her without sounding like an interview. Scenario 2. The I don't usually talk to guys here line. Bad response. I'm not like other guys. I'm different. Better response. That's probably a good filter. Most people are either boring or trying too hard. Let's see which one I am. Why it works. You don't defend yourself. You don't beg for a chance. You keep it light and confident. Scenario 3. The I'm really busy. Message. Bad response. No problem whenever works for you. Better response. Fair. I like people with a full life. When you've got a window, we'll set something up. Why it works. You respect her life. You don't chase. You keep your self-respect intact. Notice none of this is about being cold. It's about being grounded. Scenario 4, turning boring info into connection. Her, I'm from a small town. Boring response. Oh, nice. Do you like it there? Better response. Small town people usually have either the funniest stories or the strongest opinions. Which one are you? Her, I like the gym. Boring response. That's cool. How often do you go? Better response. Are you a disciplined routine person, or do you go through intense phases where you become a new person for 3 weeks? Her, I love movies. Boring response. What's your favorite movie? Better response. What's a movie you've watched more than once and still love? That says a lot about someone. This is a major skill. Take the plain fact and aim it toward personality. Facts are flat. Personality is magnetic. Scenario 5, playful disagreement. Her, pineapple belongs on pizza. Weak response. Haha, maybe. Better response. That's a bold confession. I respect your courage, but we may have to keep this conversation then under review. This is playful challenge. You're not attacking. You're creating a fun dynamic. Bonus, silence, momentum, and the final warning. Now let's talk about the moment that scares most men. The pause. The silence. A lot of guys panic when the conversation slows down. They rush to fill space. They start asking random questions. They talk faster. They over-explain. They try to save the interaction. That panic is what kills attraction, because it signals that you're uncomfortable with yourself. Here's the truth. Comfortable silence is not failure, it's confidence. Sometimes the best move is to pause, smile, hold eye contact, and let the moment breathe. If she's interested, she'll often fill the space herself. If she doesn't, you calmly shift the topic or end the interaction with grace. But there's a smart way to handle silence without forcing anything. Use one of these 3 tools. 1. The observation. Ground the moment in something real. This place has a strange vibe tonight. You seem like you're thinking about something. You have a very calm energy. It's rare. Observations feel natural because they're connected to the present. 2. The callback. Bring back something from earlier. So I'm still not over the dishwasher debate. Explain your system. Wait, you said you used to love that as a kid. How did you get into it? You mentioned you're competitive. I'm filing that away for later. Callbacks prove you're listening and create continuity. 3. The spike question. Drop one question that instantly changes the energy. What's something you want to get better at this year? What's a small thing that makes you irrationally happy? If your friends described you in one sentence, what would they say? One good question's better than 10 weak ones. Now here's the final warning. If your goal is to get her, you'll sabotage yourself. If your goal is to create a great moment and see if you genuinely click, you'll come across confident, relaxed, and attractive. Because the best conversations aren't forced. They're built. You don't need a script. You need presence, rhythm, and the ability to create emotional variety. So remember the system: spike curiosity with playful observations, pull connection with confident vulnerability, escalate emotionally by moving from facts to meaning, keep the rhythm, banter, connection, spikes, treat silence as strength, not danger. Conversation is an art, not a formula. But when you understand the principles, you stop fearing the moment and start owning it. Go out and practice this in the real world, not to impress, not to perform, but to see who you actually connect with. And when you do, you won't just have better lines. You'll have a stronger presence. That's what makes conversations effortless. That's what makes you memorable.